All you are is Rock's baby brother. That's all you ever gonna be.
Now, there's always a thing on Power where characters need to earn their death, and Kanan was certainly one who earned his. And some would agree he should have been killed a long time ago, but Lou was someone who let shit slide because of business, and also because he recognized there were some things Kanan could do in the music industry that he couldn't. Lou was someone who paid Kanan debts, while Kanan talked down on him in business meetings, fucked with his equipment in the music studio, and even sleeping with Jessica behind his back. But Lou let all that shit slide with minimal consequences. But one thing which tipped Lou over the edge was this.
Kanan said he was looking for a way to get out from underneath all yours bullshit. He asked me to help him move you. Said you wasn't no good at that music shit.
There was no way Lou was gonna let Kanan get away with going behind his back to Rock about removing him from Bulletproof Records. But now Karan's death has changed the game for Lou in more ways than one. Kanan may be dead, but it doesn't mean that his debts die with him, and we're gonna see people coming back to collect. But the other is Cartier, because the actor who plays Cartier said he's gonna become more and more integral to the world of Rock and Lou. So in this video, we're gonna explore this in detail, run through the key clues in Rock's moves in relation to the 48 Laws of Power, Cartier's role, and even though Karan's now dead, Lou's still gonna be trapped under the thumb of both Rock and potentially Cartier. Now, episode 6 was one where everybody was continuously questioning Lou about whether he still had it in him and whether he had the heart for the game.
You missed that on purpose. I mean, it's clear to me. You just ain't got the heart for this no more, kid. Your head's out the game.
Unique is someone who may have been down and out at the beginning of season 2, but he was cleverly evaluating the chessboard and everybody's positions, with the help of Worrell of course. So Unique knew Lou wasn't the same player he was in season 1. In season 1, we saw Unique approach Lou at Lamont's diner, trying to convince him to flip on Rock, because who wouldn't want someone like Lou on their team? Not only would this have made Unique stronger, it would have made his enemy weaker. But Unique recognizes Lou isn't the same person he once was. He just doesn't have the same hunger for the game, which is why he took his eye off Worrell, and which is why he spends so much time in the music studio rather than the streets. He's someone who's evolved beyond Rock secondhand in command, and that's because of Bulletproof Records, which is his sole focus.
You ever not in the studio?
Ain't shit out there for me.
But even though there's nothing out there for him in the streets, Lou is still looked on by everyone as Rock's brother, the man who stands by her side, and the one who's supposed to get shit done and get shit done right. And when someone like Unique questions you, it's gonna raise eyebrows. But at every single turn in episode 6, Lou was being questioned about whether he still had what it takes, even with Ziza. Cartier hadn't heard Ziza's song on the radio, and neither did Lou, and it's something Lou said he'll fix. But there are some things Kanan can do that Lou can't, and this is something we're gonna come back round to when we talk about Lou smoking a Crown pack. But what pushed Lou into killing Kanan was Rock. She knows that she can't control Lou, and his mind is elsewhere, just like Unique said. So she was thinking if Lou's head ain't in the game, then maybe it is better to let him go. But I think we all know Rock better than that. There's no way she'd let Lou go, which is why she purposefully told him that Kanan stepped to her behind his back to have him removed from the label, because she knew this would trigger him into getting rid of Kanan. But what does Rock gain from Lou taking out Kanan? What chess moves was she playing? In her mind, she was thinking if Lou's head ain't in the game, where else can he be useful? Let's not forget, his shit is her shit, his studio is also her studio, and she's the one who's been bankrolling Lou's side, and this is where her relationship with Cartier comes in.
Trying to figure out how it is you do what you do. How you done what you did.
Cartier is someone who's got his hands in a lot of businesses from the street game, art, and music, because you need a way to clean your cash. And so it's no coincidence, now that Karan's dead, it leaves Lou in a bit of a predicament with what to do with Bulletproof Records, because Kanan was the one who set up deals and was the driving force in aspects which Lou lacks. So in comes Cartier. Now this is what Omar Dorsey, who plays Cartier, said on his relationship with Rock. From the outside looking in, Rock seems like she's the perfect match for Cartier. She's driven, powerful, wealthy, but she doesn't need him. She could be the perfect queen, but Rock's a different beast. She's not made to play the helpmate. She's the sun, and the world revolves around her. Cartier is also the sun, so this dynamic will be very fun to watch play out. So Cartier's getting involved in Bulletproof Records is kind of a move against Rock because it benefits Lou, because it means more business for him and keeps Lou out the streets and in the studio. But the more Rock gets to know Cartier, she's realized he is the answer to her problems. She's got a boatload of cash that she needs to get rid of, and Kanan gave her the idea of cleaning her money through the label. So I think we all know what Rock's intentions were when she told Lou that Kanan stepped to her behind his back. She wanted Lou to get rid of him, which allows Cartier and Rock to step in. It's a very similar principle to Law 11 from the 48 Laws of Power. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Now, a big part of exercising your power is by getting people to do what you want, and you can force them in a way. But the best way is to manipulate them in a way where they can do your bidding for you. And Law 11 from the 48 Laws says you need to keep people dependent on you, which is why Rock gave money to Lou for the label. It all comes down to this power and control. And is Rock that much of a mastermind who will make a move like having Lou kill Kanan just so she can make a move into the label to clean her cash? Think about this. If she's willing to have Lou kill a young boy in D-Wiz, then she really is capable of anything. But the bottom line is, it has to benefit her. If it doesn't benefit Rock, for example Kanan, then she'll get rid of them, very similar to Duke in Power.
You saw what I did with Dirk. Kept him around. He wasn't useful to me anymore.
Duke was someone who used to kill anyone who is no longer useful to her or her organization, very similar to Rock in a way. So the Rock and Duke examples definitely give us a better understanding of how Law 11 was used. Now, when it comes to Lou and his eye for music, I'm sure we could all tell he's business first, which is why he rejected Ziza's approach, and maybe because she's also Cartier's client and I think family member as well. But after he killed Kanan, he turned around and saw Ziza, who said, what should they do with him? And it makes me wonder if Ziza could be Lou's ride or die and down for whatever Lou's down for, because Jessica clearly wasn't. Jessica was someone who was always out for herself, but this relationship with Ziza is one to watch, along with Cartier. Cartier's muscled his way into Lou's business, and now Lou needs him, and Lou's someone who doesn't like people pulling slick moves behind his back. That's one thing he hates. So I don't think he's gonna take it too kindly to Cartier and Rock possibly making a move on Bulletproof Records. But I did mention power runs in vicious cycles where we see patterns of play re-emerge, but just in a different way. So where Lou had a debt to equity swap in season 1, Cartier and Rock could be doing something very similar in the near future, but just a little different. A place for Rock to clean her cash. But that's a breakdown of Lou smoking Kanan and how he earned his death. But just because he's dead, it doesn't mean that Lou will have it plain sailing smooth. Actions always have consequences, and Rock forcing Lou's hand wasn't a coincidence. But drop all your thoughts down below on all things Lulu, and of course if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.